Beautiful beginning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to all of you that are watching this on screens. We love having you with us to share in this beautiful experience called Unity. Is there anybody here for the first time today? I can't see very much. You have to hold your hand up and keep it up. Oh, we have a gift for you. Do we have the people giving out gifts? All right. Yeah, down here, we have two people down here. Cool. Keep your hands up. They're pointing to you. Yeah. All right. Good. Is there anybody here from another Unity? All right. Cool. Well, you know, we're here to celebrate life. No matter how it seems to be appearing in the outer-directed, illusion-driven world, life is beautiful if you take it from within and know that we are all divine beings and we're evolving. We're learning from the limitations that we are being experienced with right now. We're learning to be higher than that, grow broader than that. We are so beautiful if we look at ourselves from within, knowing that we're divine in origin and just going through a human experience. And we're going to make this experience more and more beautiful. And so it is. You're going to love this talk today.
Good morning, everyone. Well, welcome to Unity of Boulder. My name is Mike Shadle. I'm the church administrator here. So if you ever have any questions, comments, concerns, my office is right over here in the bookstore. Just come in there and say, "Where's Mike?" And I'll come running. I got a few quick announcements here before I pass the mic over here to Andy. No, I was pointing what direction I wanted you to go. No, stay on up here, Andy. We weren't able to do this last year, so we're excited to have our children's Halloween party this year. We're going to be doing it the Sunday before Halloween, which is October 25th or 24th, 4:30 p.m. The party part's going to take place right here in Fellowship Hall, and our Uniteens kids and our While You kids are going to build haunted houses downstairs for all the kids to go through at the end of the night. It was a real bummer to not have it last year, so if you've got little ones that'd like to come out and enjoy a haunted house, October 24th, it's free. And there's food and candy and games as well. We have also not had any A Course in Miracles classes for well over a year, but we are going to be restarting one. This one will be for new and experienced Course in Miracles attendees. So if you've never done it, you can come in. If you've done it 3 times, you can come in. But it's going to start and be on Mondays, November the 1st. It's going to go from 6 to 7:30. You do have to sign up for it. This is not a drop-in class. It's $25 to register, and then $10 each class each week. You can contact us in the office, or you can sign up for it online or over the phone, or the night of November 1st. If you've ever wanted to check out A Course in Miracles, now is the time. I'm going to hand the mic over here to Andy Lennox to tell us what's going on in Uniteens.
Thank you. Mike and I are auditioning at a comedy club. We need a little more work, but we're going to get it down. Yeah, I want to second the Halloween. We're all very excited. Everybody in the youth program department is very excited about that. There's another event that I'm very happy to talk about, and that will be on the 17th, which is 2 weeks from today, and we are taking the kids out to Gateway Park. So if you're not sick of me already, which you probably should be, but has everybody told their neighbors about the youth programs here, and especially Uniteens? Show of hands. Oh my God, every hand is up. And those, I'm going to take a page out of Jack's book. Those of you who are listening online, we're putting our hearts and souls into building the programs here, the youth programs at Unity. It's been a tough year for all of us, actually almost going on 2 years. But the kids especially that just missed the socialization and had to do online learning, and they've been hurt by this. So it's really important for them to be able to get together, to socialize outside of school, and to be in an environment where there's no stress, no anxiety, and where they can just be themselves. Jack talked about learning, and we learn from our children. I sure did. I learned from the Uniteens. I learned from my own kids. I still have the scars from that. But it's really important for us as a community, as the Unity community, to support our youth programs, to build them up, to let people know that as Naima, by the way, it's her mother who's going to be teaching that class, so that there's a little serendipity there, the Course in Miracles class. But please help us, okay? Please help us, please help yourselves, please help this country, this community, this planet by reaching out to parents, reaching out to neighbors, and bringing kids back into our fold here. Thank you. Bless you.
And that is October 17th, the day he's taking the kids to Gateway. And also on October 17th, right here in this room, we are going to have a film screening of a local documentary that was actually being filmed and directed by our film director, who's actually, you can't see her, but she's up there in this booth up there hiding from us, directing all our cameras. This is going to be a documentary film called This Is Not Who We Are. And this is a documentary, how many times can I say documentary film? It's going to be a film exploring the gap between Boulder's progressive self-image and the actual lived experiences of its black citizens. So, yeah, this film's going to be awesome. It's going to be scathing. So definitely it's going to talk about what it's like currently in Boulder, and what history of Boulder and race relations has actually been. So that is going to be October 17th. We don't have it on our website yet. You do need to sign up. It is free, but you do need to sign up. And then following the film, we will ask everyone to rate it. We'll have a sheet that we hand out to everyone to just give a little rating, tell the filmmakers what you thought of it. And that is all. Thank you.
Good morning. Now let us take a time for prayer. So I encourage you to just relax in your seat, take a few deep breaths. And now in this relaxed state, let us connect with Spirit. And we can do this by imagining Spirit as a wind that comes through our thoughts and our lives and blows away all concerns. Just imagine that now. Imagine Spirit as a stream, that we connect with Spirit, and that stream comes and can wash away all those fears, wash away pain. Just open yourself up to that healing and flowing of Spirit. And we can also imagine Spirit as a great deep lake. And we are in that great deep lake, and we feel that peace. We feel that stillness. And in that stillness, by relaxing into that deep lake of stillness, that is where we can hear that quiet voice within. That quiet voice within that reminds us that we are unconditionally loved. We are unconditionally supported. We are connected. So just listen right now. Listen for your own inner still voice in the silence. Father, Mother, God, we are grateful, for we know that your presence is there all the time for us. That Christ nature within us all. Thank you for that wind that helps us. Thank you for that stream and that deep peace within. We are grateful for this truth that we are one earth, we are one humanity, and we are one spirit together. And to this we say, Amen.
All right, now I'd like to welcome some familiar faces back to our stage. Everyone who knows Dinah and Sierra, Alethea Rising. They are diversely influenced by folk, blues, jazz, pop, rock, spiritual, and traditional music from around the world. They share their soulful music as medicine to heal the illusions that divide us and celebrate the human spirit, drawing on little-known and famous artists as well as a growing body of originals. This duo brings forth brilliant lyrics with goosebump-raising harmonies that stir the soul and wake up the heart. Predominantly naked voices, they sprinkle a varied acoustical instrument, Sierra on guitar, and body-made percussion. These powerful women embody a love for humanity and the earth. The synergy that is created through this musical connection is as contagious as it is joyful to witness.
Oh, you got the whole bio there. Woo.
We need a shortened version, huh, Dana? Okay. Sorry about that.
The song that we're doing is by our friend from Devotion, who performed here quite a few times over the years. Robert Anderson wrote this one. And hey, we'd love it if you would stand up and sing on the chorus with us and move your body.
We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones that we've been waiting for, yeah. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the mothers who breathe with the Mother Earth. We are the fathers, blessed with a gentle strength.
Sisters and brothers, respected hand in hand.
The sons and the daughters who walk upon this sacred land. And we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones that we've been waiting for, yeah. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. Oh, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the healers who hear the voice of truth.
We are the elders whose wisdom guides our youth.
The searchers and the seekers with wings spread into the sun.
The shapers and builders
whose work for peace is never done. And we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones that we've been waiting for, yeah. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. Oh, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We're givers of mercy, believers in grace,
Singers of great beauty, and keepers of the faith. Oh.
we are the sailors who come back through the storm.
We are the dreamers, resting in God's arms.
The dancers and lovers who move beneath the stars.
The masters and teachers,
Whose visions remind us who we are. And we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones that we've been waiting for.
Beautiful way to start. Thanks, ladies. Oh boy. Perfect song for the sermon I'm about to share today. Welcome, everyone. Nice to see you all here in the presence of this room. We're going to gift ourselves this 40 minutes to visit our inner selves and our inner awareness and open up to our super consciousness and allow new ideas, plant new ideas to cultivate a new practice so that we can, in an unfoldment, bring that which we are being called to create in our own lives and for this world. So if you don't know me, my name is Syntysche Groverland, and I'm the senior minister here, and I share the platform with Jack Groverland, who is the minister emeritus. And we have a wonderful year planned with awesome series coming up in classes, and we're coming back to life around here. We're doing more in-person stuff. We've got that new Course in Miracles class in person, so that's going to be great because, you know, not everybody's feeling Zoom, and some people are. That won't be available on Zoom, and it is for perennials and in person. So today's talk title is The Spiritual Illumination. Your spiritual illumination is yours to claim. Books and lectures are good, teachers are good, but you must learn for yourself that Christ consciousness, Buddha nature, your awakening lives within you. Had the Master of Life remained with the disciples, I doubt whether they would have ever gotten beyond hanging on his words and following in the footsteps of his personality. Jesus knew that his treatments for spiritual illumination given to his disciples from his recognition of truth would act in them as a seed of thought. But he also knew that each person must for themselves wait upon God, source, spirit, whatever word makes you feel connected to this divine love. That inner illumination had to awaken within them. I speak to this topic today because this last week, I don't know what shifted in the astrological world. I know that Mercury went retrograde on Monday, but I got a counseling list that was beyond every day. It was just one out, another person, and it was overwhelming. And luckily, my life wasn't going upside down while I'm being called to counsel those through the challenges and the turbulences that they were facing this week. But I did find myself sitting in meditation after 4 days straight of this constant interaction of counseling and pondering and praying about why is it that people don't get that it truly is in them? Like, why don't they understand that they're not coming here, they're not going to get something from me that's not already in them? I'm not standing up here saying that I'm some separate being that understands this direct path more than you do. I'm here reminding you of the divine that lives within you already. And it's easier to go and ask other people for help through your challenges, because then we don't have to take responsibility. We don't have to take to task our own consciousness, the words we're sharing, the thoughts we're thinking, and the feelings we're holding about ourselves. Right? We can go to someone else and let them talk us through the challenges, and it will work for a minute, but it will never work like a spiritual practice will for yourself. You come here on Sunday to be reminded of new, wonderful tools to apply to the already existing practice. So therefore, you will achieve a miracle existence where you believe that miracles happen, and you will live within that truth. But if we're always looking to someone else to fix our problems, then we're living in a small heart place. We're not in an abundance of light and love and creating and all the good things that happen when we know that we are divine in nature. And we step into that truth and allow it to unfold as the mastery of life has promised would happen. So those disciples, they were taught by Jesus. They were shown how to work miracles. They were shown how to speak to the health in ailing bodies. They were shown that they can create anything, that which they're feeling called inside, because they knew that that call inside was from a divine place. It's from this greater something, this greater whatever it's called. Some people just feel comfortable with source, and that's fine. We don't live within a God that judges us. We live within a God that is oneness, that is divine, and only comes from a state of love. So we might know right now that we might not be living from our highest vision of ourselves. We also might know that we are not where we want to be. And we have to look at those things. That's how we figure out what we need to change. When we realize that we might not be where we want to be, then we have to look at what we've been sharing about our lives with others and ourselves. What is that chatter that we're saying in our mind's eye about our life circumstances that might be a portion of negativity? And so when you're sharing this thing that just never will change, you just feel like it just keeps visiting you, same circumstance, different people, but same circumstance, and we realize that we're the ones that are repeating it. We're the ones that are manifesting it because we're harboring something that is broken within us. So we outpicture bosses that look like the bosses we had before. Or we outpicture relationships that look like the relationship we had before. We're like, how could this be? I'm in a different country. I'm in a different situation. My whole life setup is different. But here I'm dating this person. It's the same thing, different circumstances completely. And the only denominator there is who's there? Me! Right? And that sounds easy, and I know it, but it's not, because we have to look at the images that we harbor and we hold. We have to recognize where in our lives something was told to us that made us feel less than whole. Because when we were born into expression, into the physical, we were from wholeness. We understood that we could think and have. We could say and have. As babies, we just, wah, and mom just fed us, right? From the spirit world, that's what the spirit world is. You think and you have. You're manifestors. You're a co-creator with this energy. But as we get into more of the living of life, and you're in the elementary age school years, and kids start talking down, and maybe you're not as pretty as you want to be, or you're not as smart, and all of a sudden people are reflecting that you aren't enough. Then we start to manifest from we're not enoughness. And we can go our whole life doing that. And the people that I counsel are doing that somewhere in their lives. And in that 1 hour, they just leave like they look like they're skipping away, like, oh, that's right. I have divine power. I'm stuck because I'm letting myself be stuck. I'm stuck because I'm speaking to the limitations of all these circumstances, and yet I just have to stop doing that. I have to start focusing on the things that I am proud of the things that I have achieved, of the health that I have healed, of the choices I've made that have been positive and changed other people's lives because of my utter, actual innate knowing that I'm divine in nature, but I just forgot in these certain areas. I just forgot because I forgot. Because you see, we were created to be filled with joy, peace, creativity, while worrying pushes out the peace. There's not space for both. If you allow guilt to take up space, there's no room for peace and joy. So we have to look at those real cutting feelings. Do you know the two worst are hatred? There's actually 4. Fear, guilt, and shame. Those are the absolute blockers of God moving through us. And you know what's funny about those 4 is that nobody that's perceiving you in your life knows you're carrying all those things except you. They're the most useless emotions that there is. And yet they're the most destructive emotions that there is. If there's anything really what we're doing on this path is working to heal these and not forgiving people. Forgiveness. But that goes into the fear piece. So if we are supposed to be filled with joy, peace, and creativity isn't always being a musician or, painters. Creativity can be you're an IT guy that just sits and does code, but you lose time because you love it. Because you know you were put here to do it. We know when we're doing the divine things that we're supposed to be doing because we lose track of everything that has to do with the world. We get so immersed in this illumination that you realize that you're in the synergy of that which you were put here to do and be. And so we have to do more of that to heal these areas that are fragmented and blocked by fear, shame, worry, non-forgiveness. Focusing more on those things that take us into life is so beautiful. When you actually wake up and you don't dread facing your day. You wake up excited. I cannot wait to see what this day is going to bring. That is a guiltless place to live. That is a holy place to live. So years ago, when Mike and I, my husband, started dating, we dated for a while, and eventually it was time for me to meet his friends. He met my friends right away because he was starting to work here, and he met them just kind of organically. But his world was so different because when I met him, he was an agnostic, and he was kind of sitting on the fence of spirituality, and yet he'd grown up Jewish, but he just, was back and forth with what he believed. And when it was time for me to meet his friends, I was invited to go to a wedding, which is a way you tend to meet a gathering of friends. However, this gathering of friends wasn't the greatest, set me up for success situation because he was the DJ and the MC for the wedding, and it was at this big estate in the mountains. And so the second we got there, he was just put up on this porch above everything, and I was left in this massive wedding by myself. And not intimidating at all, right? Because especially my job title had preceded me before I went there. So Mike, who they know is this free soul that's not religious or spiritual, and he's dating a minister. So let's just say I'm walking through going, oh, this is fun. You ever want to like make friends on vacations and like meet them and hobnob with them? You want to stop a conversation when they ask you what you do, tell them that you're a minister. So when Mike and I actually travel, we come up with, like, we always come up with new jobs. So it's just fun to pretend that we're different people every time. And last time, Mike's role that he came up with was that he was an out-of-work singer-songwriter. And they would look at me like, well, who's carrying the, like, how are you on vacation right now, you know? And look down upon me, and he thought that was so funny. He's an out-of-work singer-songwriter. So I'm walking around this wedding, and I'm feeling the vibes from ex-girlfriends and you name it. It's all happening. But then, when people get like a beer in them or a glass of wine, the next thing you know, they all want to talk to you. Because now they want to talk to you about their problems. And they want to get like answers about it. So I end up in a situation with this woman who had been good friends with Mike, and she starts sharing with me how she's having infertility issues, and she had a huge wedding 3 years before, and she's been wanting to have a baby, and it's just not happening, and now she's speaking down about her body, and she's saying that it's incapable, or maybe there's something wrong with her husband's body, and she's giving me all these details of her journey and miscarriage, and it was really heartbreaking, everything that she was sharing. And I just started mirroring this power that lived within her, and how the first thing she told me was how her body was failing, and that it was incapable, and how could we change that language and start sharing about the power of its ability to create and cultivate an incredible pregnancy and a perfect child. And so we worked together. So finally she really liked me, and then finally introduced me to people, and that helped a lot. Well, within a few months, she called me and let me know she was having a baby. And she was really just like as if I had done this for her. And that's my point right here, is that we have to take to task. I was reminding her of what she already has in her. I was mirroring back that this is who you are. You're just going off track a little bit. If you really, really want this, then you really have to take to task what you're thinking, feeling, and saying about this situation. So then, a little bit later, she has the baby, and the next time I talk with her, she tells me how difficult it is to have this baby in her life and do her career and pull everything off with her marriage, and it's just so overwhelming, and it's just so... And it reminds us about the fact that many of us want something to change in our life, and yet we're not willing to change. We want to still do it all the ways we've always done it because we know how to do it that way, but we just want these miracles to sit in within this box in this linear way that we do things and just fit it in. It doesn't work that way. When we create a miracle, it unfolds and changes everything. And when you really trust the process, you know that it's all changing for the good. But we tend to just hold on to not having things change. We want something to change, but we'll still eat at the same places every day. We will live the same patterns, and we aren't open to guidance, to trying something new. The truth is when we manifest this thing, we have to go with the flow with the thing that we actually manifested from this inner place, because there's a divine energy that's driving and connecting us to that which is perfect synergy for the unfoldment for everything that awakens in our lives. But we have to be willing to flow and move with this greater power, this greater love. In The Way of the Peaceful Warrior, it says, pain of any kind gives us feedback about something that needs our attention, about our physical habits, about our beliefs, about our emotions. Adversity can be a gift because it offers us two clear choices: suffer the consequences of stagnation or face the challenges of change. If you haven't ever seen the movie, you can get it off of Amazon, The Way of the Peaceful Warrior. This is from that movie. So beautiful. So unity, so agape, so mile high. It's all of the, new thought spirituality put in action, the most beautiful, beautiful story with the most beautiful gymnastics. It's incredible. So we have to realize that life has these polarities, and when we are hitting a wall with something, there's something in this wall that we're hitting. And it's not that your good has left you. This wall is a teacher. This wall is about teaching, pivoting, and moving away. I stop knocking at this door that's closed and start looking for the doors that are open. But we tend to just keep knocking that door because that door used to work. That was the door. That was my access point. That was my everything. I have to be willing to sit in meditation and walk in nature and ask God, what is it that I'm supposed to learn in this? What is in this that's growing my soul so that I may be a better conduit for my own healing and for others? In Matthew 11:25, sorry, my mic is acting funny. Come to me, all you that are weary and are carrying heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. And the yoke means take my discipline upon you, for it is easy and light. Take my yoke, discipline upon you, for it is easy and light. The yoke is what went around the oxen that helped them be able to pull all of that heavy stuff to do the field work. So you think like a spiritual yoke, like take it upon you. Bring it into your very being and your essence. And I will make it easy for you. But if you still want to keep willing it from your human, limited way of going about life, then you are going to stress and you're going to fight and you're trying to make it be this thing that it's not supposed to be, because right over here, it's like, it's just right over here, guys. Just this way. It's okay. It's okay. But staying linear and just trying to do it this way all on your own, trying to pull it off without spirit, it's so exhausting. It's so depressing. And it's filled with anxiety and stress. If you would bring forth the very best that is in you, study the methods of Jesus. Study them in their details. Get at the spirit of everything that is written about this wonderful man, and you will find the key to the true development of your soul, conscious mind and subconscious mind, and your body. If you will carry out his system, there will be revealed to you a new person, a person of whom you never dreamed, existing in the hidden realms of your own subconsciousness. Because Jesus said, I am the way and the truth and the light. I am not here to be some special, separate son of God that has separate abilities. He's saying, you will work these miracles and more. I am an example of the perfect children of God that you are. I've just taken to task and have faith that I can do anything with God through me. I can heal this illness. I can heal this relationship. I can heal my child that's struggling. I can heal this work situation, or I can leave this work situation because it's not working for me. And guess what? When you leave it, trust that something greater is going to come, and you live in that alignment. And then you draw that great something to you. Sometimes you have to be brave enough to leave something that's not working anymore. But it's not just bravery, it's faith. Wayne Dyer said you have to believe it to see it. That's hard for some people, because if we do the whole idea we have to see it to believe it, well, that's easy. So you won't see it because you don't believe it. until now. That's something that we always talk about when you're saying something that's somewhat negative that used to happen in the past. If you want to bring it to the present and keep creating more of that karma and that more of that mirroring of unrest, then keep talking to these things in the past that didn't work. Or if you find yourself speaking of the things that didn't work, we finish it with until now. That just puts you in direct alignment for something to be birthed, something new to happen. In Mark 9:14 it says, "When they came to the disciples, they saw a great crowd around them, and some scribes arguing with them. When the whole crowd saw him, they were immediately overcome with awe, and they ran forward to greet him. He asked them, 'What are you arguing about with them?' Someone from the crowd answered to him, 'Teacher, I brought you my son. He has a spirit that makes him unable to speak. And whenever it seizes him, it dashes him down, and he foams and he grinds his teeth and becomes rigid. And I asked your disciples to cast it out, but they could not do so.' He answered them," to his disciples, "You faithless generation, how much longer must I be among you? How much longer must I put up with you? Bring the child to me." And they brought the boy to him, and the boy started seizing. Jesus asked the father, "How long has this been happening to him?" And he said, "From childhood." "If you are able to do anything, have pity on us and help us, Jesus." Jesus said to him, "If you are able, all things can be done for the ones who believes." Immediately the father cried out, "I believe. Help my unbelief." When Jesus saw that a crowd came running together, he rebuked the unclean spirit, saying to it, "You spirit that keeps this boy from speaking and hearing, I command you, come out of him and never enter him again." It came out, and the boy was like a corpse, so that most said that he was dead. But Jesus took him by the hand and lifted him up. He was able to stand. When he had entered the house, his disciple asked him privately, "Why could we not cast it out?" And Jesus said to them, "This kind can come out only through prayer." So this kind can only come out through prayer. So what he was saying is the disciples tried to do their practices and cast out this energy from this poor boy that had these afflictions. But they didn't prayer up before they did it. When we are in a state of prayer, when we are in a state of working with God and sharing that which are our fears and our discord and asking God to relieve us from it so that we may have a new vision of what is truly possible for our lives, then these afflictions can leave our bodies, can leave our minds, and leave our experience. I want to share this video with you.
This is therefore to say that transformation of human consciousness through meditation is frustrated so long as we think of it in terms of something that I myself can bring about by some kind of wangle, by some sort of gimmick. Because you see, that leads to endless games of spiritual one-upmanship and of guru competitions, of my guru is more effective than your guru, my yogas are faster than your yoga, I'm more aware of myself than you are, I'm humbler than you are, I'm sorrier for my sins than you are, I love you more than you love me. This interminable goings-on about which people fight and wonder whether they're a little bit more evolved than somebody else and so on. All that can just fall away. And then we get this strange feeling that we have never had, you see, in our lives, except occasionally by accident. Some people get a glimpse that we are no longer this poor little stranger and afraid in a world it never made, but that you are this universe, and you are creating it at every moment, because you see, it starts now. It didn't begin in the past. There was no past. See, if the universe began in the past, when that happened, it was now. See? Well, it's still now. And the universe is still beginning now, and it's trailing off like the wake of a ship from now. In the wake of the ship fades out, so does the past. You can look back there to explain things, but the explanation disappears. You'll never find it there. Things are not explained by the past. They're explained by what happens now. That creates the past, and it begins here. That's the birth of responsibility. Because otherwise, you can always look over your shoulder and say, well, I'm the way I am because my mother dropped me. And she dropped me because she was neurotic, because her mother dropped her. And away we go back to Adam and Eve, or to a disappearing monkey or something. We never get at it. But in this way, you're faced with it, you're doing all this. And that's an extraordinary shock. So, cheer up. You can't blame anyone else for the kind of world you're in. And if you know, you see that I, in the sense of the person, the front, the ego, it really doesn't exist, then it won't go to your head too badly if you wake up and discover that you're God.
But you may say, but I'm only human. This is the understatement of your life. You are not only human, you are also divine in potential. The fulfillment of all your goals and aspirations in life depends upon stirring up and releasing more of that divine potential. And there's really nothing difficult about letting this inner light shine. All we must do is correct the tendency to turn off our light when we face darkness. And so it is. Thank you.
We will take an offering for unity now. And as we're preparing to do that, you might just be aware of how blessed we really are, even though we are facing a number of challenges from life itself with the pandemic and the restrictions that go with that. You know that what Syntysche is sharing today is about consciousness. Consciousness prevails when enough people feel safe and secure and are willing to just live that truth. What's going to happen to the limited thinking of those that continue to believe in the limitation? It's going to disperse. You know, you can read that in the scripture, how many times people say, what it would take to heal this particular community. They say, would it take 100 people? Yeah, if you got 100 people in that community, it'll heal it. That's what it says. What about 50 people? Yeah, if you've got 50 people that are locked into the truth and holding the truth of the presence of God in every person, place, and condition, including myself, we can heal that. We can heal anything. We can heal the entire community. We can inspire everybody in the community. We live to become emissaries of that truth. So we have to let go of some of the religion, some of the limited dogma that we've taken in, some of the fear of God and all of that. We have to start to feel that we are divine in origin and here to be divine in expression. Look at that beautiful message. So let's bring to mind how beautiful that is and the opportunity we have to support that right now. So bring into your consciousness, and you people watching on screen can tie it in this way up here and anywhere like that, or just as a button on your screen, if you scroll down it says donation, it'll tell you how to donate. But everyone here, if you want to give a physical donation to the basket, that's fine. If you want to donate by, sending a check in later, that's fine too. Just bring to mind what gift you'd like to make to continue this truth in our world. And let's bless it with this offering prayer. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, because I give. And so it is. Amen. And Sierra back. What a blessing that is, too.
I just want to say happy birthday, Syntysche. What a beautiful message. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong on a boat out at
Thank you, Dinah. Thank you, Sierra. We wanted to let you know that Dinah here, who is a boundaries and a voice coach as a profession, and I'm sure you can guess she's very good at it. She is going to be leading an online workshop called Prayers in Harmony. That's going to start November 11th through December 13th. It's a bunch of Mondays in a row. You can sign up for it. You can get one of these cards in the lobby, or you can ask her about it over here in Fellowship Hall. It's about mantras, prayers, toning, and medicine songs as a spiritual practice. So please see Dinah in Fellowship Hall or get one of these cards if you want to check that out. Thank you.
With all that said, let's all stand and close with a closing song. We're having a potluck right after the service. You could leave and grab a little dish to share, and then we're going to all eat together and just celebrate this beautiful community. And those of you that are showing up, we're so grateful that you're here in the physical. It just really makes us feel like the community is coming back together. And those of you that are joining us on live stream, we're so happy that you're joining us there as well. But if you can get in physically, there's plenty of room to sit far from other people, and we'd love to have you coming back in the physical, and let's build this community of love and sharing. All right, let's start.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. In the Spirit, yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Woo! So it is. We have prayer partners available to you if you want to share a prayer or you're having a challenge to stay seated, and our prayer partners will come and find you and take you to our beautiful meditation room and pray with you.